As we enter New Year, I'm sure a lot of you would have somewhere a hidden goal that this time I'm going to read more books or probably start a new habit of reading books. We are going to be successful this time. But how should I start? Like, which book to read? Well, my friend, you're at the right place. No, not because that I'm a very avid book reader and I have read thousands of books per year, but because until last year I was just like you, who used to hate reading and would hardly read 1 or 2 books per year. Yes, you heard me right. And that would also be forced reading. Now, no, I still don't read 100 books a year. I have incorporated the habit of reading in my everyday life. I'm going to share with you some amazing books that I liked, and if we share similar taste, I'm sure you're going to enjoy them too. So, buckle up, get your cup of coffee with me, and let's begin. A lot of books that I'm going to share with you are going to be beginner friendly. So even if you have never read any books before, you are at the right place. Just in case if you are somebody who reads a lot of books per year and you have some great recommendations, mention them in the comment section. I'm going to share with you 10 books, 5 fictions and 5 non-fictions, and they are from different genres, so there's a treat for everyone. I don't think I need to explain much on this, but my first recommendation is Harry Potter series. Yes, so if you haven't read this particular series, I will suggest you to go and read. And no, you don't have to go and buy the books. You can even go to your nearest library to borrow some books. I have a special place for Harry Potter as this was the only book that I've read in my childhood and I was a crazy fan of Harry Potter movies. This is my comfort series and I can literally keep on rereading it again and again and again. Even when I'm in a reading slump, I pick this series and start my reading momentum again. That's why I love this. And if you have already read this and you are a Potterhead just like me, then we are going to be besties. Now, if you are a fan of some humor, satire, along with some emotional roller coaster, then I'll suggest you to read this one. A Man Called O by Frederick Backman. As the name suggests, this book is about O, who is our main character of the book. He is a grumpy old man and follows very strict rules and regulations and definitely is not very friendly. Things start changing as the new neighbors start living next to O, and they are very extrovert and chatty, and as more and more people come into the picture, there are different circumstances created between O and those people, and slowly we get to see the soft side of O. This book was so beautiful, like the way it touches every emotion in such satirical way. I just loved it. This is an emotional roller coaster, like you laugh and cry at the same time. The writing is amazing. The book highlights the importance of community, people, relationships, and this was such a heart-touching tale. This was the first book I read by this author. It was easy to read and so beautiful. One of the best learning I got from this book was you should never ever judge somebody. There's also a movie based on this book, A Man Called Otto, and that is equally beautiful. So you can check that out as well. The next one is going to break your heart, and this is such an emotional and devastating book, but trust me, you are in for a treat. This is a book, Kite Runner, and is based in the backdrops of Afghanistan. The story revolves around 2 friends, Amir and Hassan. It takes you to 2 different timelines when Amir and Hassan are kids, and then the story goes fast forward to when they are all grown up. This book touches important themes like betrayal, redemption, friendship. It also tells the impact of your choices in your personal life and relationships. There are some dark triggers and events that happen in the book, so do read those trigger warnings before you pick up this book to read. It's not just a random emotional book, but those events create a huge impact. Like, I got affected so much and sobbed for days while reading this book. This was one of the books that stays with you forever, even when you have finished reading it. Another amazing but slightly depressing. Oh boy, I'm sorry. I realize that I'm just suggesting all sad books, but yeah, there are good books. So this book is The Great Alone by Christine Hanna. It was an eye-opener for me. With beautiful characters, words, and story building, Christine has the power to touch your soul and take you to a completely different world. And I've read 2 books by her and I love her writing. Like, They are sad but painfully beautiful. When you read these kind of stories of other characters, even though they are fictional, they make you feel so empathetic, they make you feel so good about your own life. At least it happens with me. I don't know about others, but I do appreciate my life more and more when I see the traumas and the troubles that even the fictional character goes through. The characters are so realistic, you don't even feel that they are not real. This one is based in Alaska during the winter times and also has some elements of war, and it talks about such harsh and adverse effects of weather, like extreme winters in Alaska where you are literally stuck in a cabin and cannot go out. It's all dark and you are kind of cut from the outside world. The cabin fear and and how your mental health is affected just because of the weather and the hardships that brings along. I was completely shocked and shattered reading the impacts of weather and war on an individual person as well as people surrounding him. It touches on so many important issues of mental health due to weather, war, and the trauma that a person carries because of all these factors. This one's a classic, little slow as it has a lot of word building and character building, but I guess that's the beauty of character driven plots. Like, you have to feel the entire journey of the character, what is their growth trajectory, and how you feel each and every emotion while going along with that journey. So, I won't suggest you to read this one if you are a beginner, unless you are really interested in classic literature. But otherwise, do give this one a try. The next one is a psychological thriller. Then this, The Housemate. Small chapters, hardly 1 or 2 pages. Every chapter has some action going on, so you're so curious to know that what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next. There's this Winchester family who hires Millie as their maid, and once Millie enters into the house, she sees that every person has a different behavior where, as opposed to when she met them for the first time. And there is so many suspicious activities and suspicious behaviors going on. Even Millie herself has a history which is kind of suspicious. So all the characters are pretty intriguing and interesting to read. There is something going on in the novel. It's a pretty fast paced book. There are some parts which are really weird, but overall it's a good read. It's very beginner friendly, simple, easy to pick. If you have never read and you want to start reading, then I would recommend you to start reading with this. It will just give you that warm up exercise of starting your reading journey. I enjoyed this book a lot. It's a no brainer. If you're mentally exhausted and you want something easy, simple, then this is for you. A bonus book for those people who think that I've only recommended all depressing thriller books. Here's a very simple, no thrill, no sadness, nothing. This one, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is a story about an aspiring Hollywood actor who becomes the most popular and glamorous actor in the industries. The story begins when she decides to share her entire life journey to a journalist and wants her to publish a book on her. The story then goes back into flashback, and we get to see Evelyn's whole journey, how she started to become an actor to the point where she received so many awards and is so popular in the industry. She marries 7 times, and the importance of every relationship and how those relationships shaped her life and career trajectory is what we get to see in the book. Has all the drama, spice, glamour like a typical Hollywood movie, while touching upon some important themes of love, ambition, fame, and the price that you pay to be at a position where she is. It also highlights some of the other events which I would not like to mention, otherwise it will spoil the book for you. But overall, it's an interesting read. Again, another very easy, simple, and fun to read. No brainer. If you are somebody who is not interested to read fiction, I got you. I have some good non-fiction recommendations, and they are not self-help. So let's get started. These non-fiction books have helped me to start my creative journey as a content creator and given me the confidence to start doing what I wanted to do. Okay, so the first 2 books, Steal Like an Artist and Show Your Work, they are actually 2 different books, but I'm just talking about them together as they are by the same author. They are pretty small, tiny books, more in form of quotes and pictures. You can just finish these in 1 hour. These books offer some amazing guidelines for creative people, be they a writer, entrepreneurs, businessmen, students, or anybody, basically anybody who wants to do something creative or something of their own, it is a perfect book. So I'll talk about the first one first, the Show Your Work. It talks about how you should document your everyday life and not only focus on the end result, focus on the whole journey. And if you're a beginner, it focuses so much on building your network and how you should grow your relationships. In one line, like literally show your work. Don't keep it hidden from everyone. Bring it out, and the right people who are interested in similar thing will find you. Then another one is Steal Like an Artist. As the name suggests, it talks about that nothing in this world is literally original. Everybody draws inspiration from either other person or nature. Actually talks about that stop waiting for that moment where you'll get some extraordinary idea and then you'll start doing something. No, just take inspiration from multiple sources and start doing things. You are a different person, you are very unique, and you have your own perspective. Add in your element into it. While it doesn't tells about copying from one person because that's plagiarism, but taking inspiration from multiple sources and then combining it into an ingredient to form your own dish. The next one is Crushing It. It's how great entrepreneurs build their business and influence and how you can do that. I bought this book after watching a lot of videos by Gary, and when I thought of starting my YouTube channel content creation journey, I was really doing a lot of research, strategies, and the way I should start my channel. Luckily, I found his videos Instagram page and I learned a lot of marketing and business point of view, especially when you are trying to enter into social media. And this one is one such book. It shares real life examples of a lot of people who had started from scratch and how they build their own business, any content creation journey across social media. It shares so many important insights, different key elements of how to keep your audience hooked and how to bring in something that people would enjoy watching. So this was a really interesting book. If you are somebody who wants to start something of their own, be it a business, side hustle, or content creation journey, do give this one a try. Another one on the social media thing is this book, The Art and Business of Writing Online. I learned about this book on the deep dive podcast of Ali Abdal with the author. So this is again another wonderful book if you want to improve your writing skills. If you are a content creator or a writer, writes for somebody else to grab their attention, and how Nicholas started his writing journey from Quora, became so popular in that, and then how he became a writer. So it's not only for somebody who wants to write content or write online, but for anybody who want to in general even improve their writing process and thought process. This is a gem. This has so many important lessons and insights in it, and it's so valuable. I literally will have to read like few more times to ensure that it's ingrained in my head. And in fact, not only for writing, even if you are a content creator creating videos on YouTube or probably trying to create Instagram or any social media audience, then also you can apply those strategies of how to grab attention and create those hooks from this book. This is a wonderful read. The next one I'm going to talk about is Psychology of Money. It talks about the behavior and psyche of people, how they act differently when it comes to money. I used to think that you have to be very smart in understanding how the stock market works, how the financial market works. Well, you need to understand that. But this book kind of breaks that myth that that is not the key factor. Even if you're not educated, or even if you do not have a formal degree and you are not well aware about how the finances work, but the psychology and human emotion plays such a vital role when it comes to managing money. It has different aspects of what somebody has experienced versus what somebody has not experienced. The book talks so much about around finance with so many real life examples of Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. A lot of the points in the book were not very groundbreaking or new. You must be already aware about it, but they act as a little reminder and like a small nudge to you that, oh, I never thought it that way. Like it touches such small nuances in a way and encourages a individual to save more irrespective of your income group. Talks about the impact of compounding on your growth in terms of when it comes to money. It talks about the factors risk and luck play in anybody's financial success. So yeah, overall it was a wonderful read if you are interested to understand how the human behavior and emotions revolve around the markets, then go ahead for this. It won't give you how to invest or the technicalities, but just a sneak peek into the human behavior. So these were the 10 books that I would recommend you, and go and grab any of the book that interests you. Also, if you want to see a detailed video on any particular book with this lessons, let me know in the comment section. Let's make 2024 a different year and incorporate reading in our everyday life. Even if it means reading just a page, it's okay. You don't have to read hundreds of books. Read what you like, whenever you like, and however you like, but read. In the next video, I'm going to share with you a book that changed my perspective in life, and it helped me to start this content creation journey. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on. Thank you.